female soldier in combat zones is more likely to be sexually assaulted by a fellow soldier than killed by enemy fire. That is ridiculous. They're in a war. They're there fighting against a foreign enemy, and the most dangerous person is the one next to them. Unfortunately, this is the reality that women face, as in the eyes of the U.S. society, they are viewed as less than human or even objects, and men use them to wrongfully satisfy whatever needs they have. This semester, I have decided to explore sexual assault in the military, starting with the question, how has the lack of intervention of rape in the Army contributed to the iniquity of women soldiers? To explain this further, I will tell you two main issues from this topic, some resources I plan to research, and ultimately, how this question is situated in social justice.
Hannah, and I know I said I wasn't going to do this, but lift up that podium a bit for yourself. A bit more. And even a little bit more. Okay, good. And now take one step back. And then go ahead and whenever you're ready.
First, to explore sexual assault in the military, I will share two main issues from this topic, the problem or the what, and how this affects everybody. The issue is that there's a lack of justice for the assaulter and a lack of resources to help the victim recover. People do not see the victims as victims. They even blame them for what happened to them when it's not their fault. It's never their fault. Additionally, there's no help. The women are trapped. They can't leave their stand. They can't just go back home. They don't have their family support right next to them, getting through this traumatizing situation. This affects everybody because even though I'm focusing on the lack of military veterans who are sexual assaulters being held accountable for disregarding the fundamental right that women have and everybody has to owning their own body, this issue is the same with every sexual assault case outside of the military as well, and all women are at risk. Second, in order to further explore sexual assault, I will share some resources that I plan to research. The first source I have is the Advocates for Human Rights website, which shares really startling statistics and explains theories and exploits myths that are not always correct, such as the myth that men cannot control themselves, so it's the responsibility of the woman to dress modestly. The second website I'm using is the Gale Opposing Views in Context. This website also shares statistics such as 1 in 3 servicewomen report being sexually assaulted. It also describes current legislation, such as the Ruth Moore Act, which would cause the burden of proof to be all in favor of the victim. They don't need police to believe them. It's the victim's own claim. The third resource I will use is the Aggression and Behavior Volume 15 journal. This journal also goes into statistics regarding the rate of sexual assault, how the encounter affects the victim psychologically, and has pages upon pages of reasons why the rates are so high. Finally, to learn more about sexual assault in the military, I would like to share with you how this question is situated in social justice. Victims in the military feel insignificant and silenced, just as all sexual assault victims feel here. The attackers rarely receive sufficient punishment or any punishment at all, especially when they're not here. This and many other issues all contribute to the overall issue that women face of inequality. In conclusion, to investigate the issue of sexual assault in the military and the question, how has the lack of intervention of rape in the military contributed to the inequity of women soldiers, I've shared two main issues from this topic. I've shared 3 resources that I will use to research and how this question is situated in social justice. Ultimately, all women, especially women in the military, fighting for the safety of our country, should not have to fight for their own safety.